Oh, so annoying. I hate it when they improve things. Just leave it alone. Things were better before you improved them. Wolfman, Universal's Monster Return. What's coming back? Severance, Aluminum employees checking. Oh, man, that's a strong recommend. Absolutely love that. Mayfair Witches looks boring as hell. Presence, Stephen Sonnenberg's Haunted House Horror. I will see that on stream. I'm not going to go to the cinema for that. Starman, John Carpenter's looks back. Now, here's the thing. Section 31. It's... if we had... I keep saying this so many times over. If we had a functioning Star Trek universe, this might be an interesting little sideways look, right? I think it's going to be way less awful than Discovery, but I'm always fucking wrong. Why am I thinking that? It's by Kurtzman. I don't know. What else in there? Companion, Getaway, Poltergeist 2, The Ring. Can't believe The Ring's getting a second season. Ring was really weird. It was like a Doctor Who story without Doctor Who. VUK. That's weird. I'm like, I have no idea who's buying that. I really have no idea. Captain America, not really. It's what's her name? Hulk or whatever. Yeah. Silverhawks, Time Slide, Justice League, and Werewolves. Well, let's have a look. And like, I don't know, if you're gonna have like a female, somebody with a Star Trek gun, can she at least be hot? Like, oh God, why she gotta look like a 12-year-old? And I really thought, and I was totally wrong, this was the same guy as the guy in Silo who's freaking awesome. Right? Sadly not. If I lived in England, I would probably be subscribing to this and building my half-sized Dalek. It sounds like a really fun thing to do. Right? I would so do that. I would so be doing that. But like having to get a bit shipped out here, forget it, right? No. I like that this guy finally, Darren Scott, the editor, has finally got a grown-up picture. He's got rid of his, like, when I was 22 and cool, and now you're an old fart. Oh, come back. And this guy is so Access Media. Oh, God. God, I can't stand him. I never met him. Nosferatu was incredible, stunning, and gorgeous. Yeah, also wickedly evil. You must see it on the big screen. Oh, okay. Maybe I will. Adore Section 31. See, he loves telling you he got to see something early. No one gives a shit, mate. Right? No one gives a shit. It feels just like Trek. I wouldn't trust you as far as I could throw you. But also, like a new kind of... There's exactly how to describe Doctor Who, and it feels nothing like Doctor Who. Right? But technically, old Trek, of course. I mean, honestly, I think Renegades is going to be better. Rats, love the Box of Delight got a Blu-ray release and the documentary is divine, but I can't feeling it was a missed opportunity to really give it a whole Doctor Who treatment. Well, I think that's very expensive. And I doubt the Box of Delights would probably... Blake 7 was iffy. And again, that Blake 7 Blu-ray release was a lot cheaper than the Doctor Who one. So, where'd he go? Come back. Over it. There you go. Flew to Prague to tour the sets of full-time Prime Video show Blade Runner 2099, which were very cool. Expect a ton of behind-the-scenes material on a future date. I don't know. It's probably going to be woke. Enjoyed watching the lead scenes of Shooting Gatwa's first season. I enjoyed nothing of the first season. Fuck off. Other than it being over. 6th anniversary specials. We were those peasants who appreciate explanations. I think they should have kept in the Devil Called Scene 72. What, the one where it explains about the twist at the end? Yes, they should have done. After seeing the trailer, I'm really looking forward to 28 years later. Love the use of Rudyard Kipling poem Over the Top. Titan's new collection of Jamie Herbert's Fu action is thinking, oh wow, that's cool. I remember that first came out. Skin has managed to drag me kicking screaming back to Star Wars. Well, you're the only one. Do you like wide empty spaces? Because that's where you are right now. By far the best show in ages. It hasn't had much different competition. I do think it works best when it's a kids versus the universe dynamic. without an adult supervision. Though I thought having Jude Law was a good, although I didn't see it, so I really can't comment on it. The original 2002 PC game, The Thing, was a brilliant unofficial sequel to the 1982 film. If a bit janky, the new remaster version is even better. That's interesting. Being up to date with modern hardware, trust no one. Well, that's I might be up for that. Always a treat to receive the latest issue of Hellbore, a magazine that celebrates supernatural and fire style. Hugely recommended to lovers of the shadows. Check out their hellborezine.bigcartel.com. Oh, down here, Moonraker soundtrack finally receiving the lavish release from the La La Land's record. John Barry's best. Well, that's interesting. I've never really been like a soundtrack type person. Been a long wait now. Tara Bennett, woke as fuck from the US. Been a long wait for, but Severance is back in top form with season 2, pulling from a deeper well story and expanding the universe in an intriguing way. Yeah, I've seen it. You haven't. I know, Tara. You're so special. You still sting a single, darling? Yeah, I thought so. You know what looked good on you? Losing 15 pounds. In 2025, Marvel has released 9 new projects across streaming and theatrical. What happened to slowing down? They're terrified and shitting themselves. They've destroyed themselves. That's what's happened. They're definitely trying to course correct. Oh, it's a bloke from, was it The Boys? Companion Cinema from January 31st. Don't care. Touch of Frost. Nick Frost reveals all his new Wicker Man influenced comedy. Getaway is on Sky Cinema and now from January 10th. Like Nick Frost, honestly, I quite liked him as Santa in what's the name of the one? Last Christmas. That honestly, that's the best Capaldi Christmas special. I thought it was great as Santa in it, right? I thought it was a really, kind of fun, interesting take. X-Men Simons Kinberg to write and produce a new trilogy Star Wars film. I don't believe you. Right? I don't believe you. Daniel Craig reunited with queer director Luca Guadagnino on DC Sergeant Rock. Oh, fuck. Why? Now, I don't know what queer is, but it sounds like it's a bit gay. Right? Why is everything queer? And now he's doing Sergeant Rock? Is Daniel Craig playing Sergeant Rock? That sounds a bit weird. Brian K. Vaughan writing a remake of the 1950s classic Forbidden Planet, which is essentially William Shakespeare's The Tempest. That sounds like it would be quite good. I would keep an eye on that. Doug Liman and Tom Cruise reteaming on the underwater supernatural feature Deeper. That could be a porn sequel as well. Denzel Washington appear in Black Panther 3. Oh, Denzel, what? You have a big tax bill? Gladiator followed by Black Panther 3. He's such a quality actor, though, Denzel Washington. He is just, if you can make Gladiator 2, right, look good, and he did in it. He was great. He's great in everything. One of my, favorite Denzel Washington movies, I like Flight. That's one of my all-time favorites. It's fantastic. And I like Training Day, right? They're both really, I even like the Equalizer series. However, I've always been disappointed they didn't have, what was it, Stuart Copeland did the music? That one, right? They didn't lean more into that, right? But I do like the Equalizer movies. I like they're all on Netflix. Ryan Reynolds will bring Mighty Mouse to the big screen. That's interesting. With script by Scoob's Matt Lehman. I have no idea what Scoob is. Is that about Scooby-Doo? Idris Elba in the frame to play Man-at-Arms in Master Universe. That sounds good, but the casting, that's been really weird. Jared Leto as Skeletor. I know. Eli Roth reveals the Thanksgiving sequel begins filming in March. Dude's Austin Butler. I love Austin Butler. He is a great, great actor. So on Time Travel Child, The Barrier, directed by Edward Berger. Okay, I guess having in it makes it interesting, right? Film author and Billy Brick. In the 1999 slacker horror Idle Hands. Don't know it. Paul King confirms a Wonka sequel in development. Right, that makes sense. That was actually quite a decent movie. Scream 7, Smile 3. Don't care about any of that. What's this? Quantum Leapers, preview X events ahead of. I can't get involved in anything with comic books. I think they're all shit, but apparently DC's been trying to turn itself around, right? Trouble is, I still see way too much artwork like this. See, this is the artwork that should be like, come back, quirky, right? But it shouldn't be the mainstream. Okay, fine. Oh, fuck off. Future Doctor, most wanted, available from Big Finish in January. I couldn't give a shit. Oh, just like, why? I guess because the BBC insisted, right? This is one of the dumbest pieces of casting ever. Sophie Turner, right? Little Miss Flat Pancake to play Lara Croft in Phoebe Waller-Bridge's Tomb Raider. Fuck off. Well, Macaulay Culkin joined this cast of Fallout Season 2 as a Cranius Genocide character. I like Fallout. Fallout and Silo were the two best shows of the year. Star Wars Ahsoka Season 2 rumored to begin filming in April. I will believe it when I see it. Right, man, that was a shit show. It really was. Netflix to return to Cyberpunk universe for another animated series. Courtney B. Vance replaces the late Lance Reddick as Zeus in Percy Jackson and the Olympians Don't Really Care, Season 2. South Korean superhero saga moving, renewed for second season on Disney. Pruna Jagannathan to play Zoe in DC Lanterns. Animated Star Wars Visions updated for an iPod season 13. That's actually quite interesting. I don't mind that at all. Aquafina, David Harbour, Elizabeth Olsen, Simu Liu, Randall Park, Florence Pugh, and Haley Steinfeld among the voice cast of the upcoming animated Marvel Zombies Don't Care. Sing It, Lady Gaga to guest star in season 2 of Wednesday. Couldn't get through season 1. I would watch a Addams Family show, but I'm not really interested in watching a Wednesday show. Werewolf movie comes out in a couple of weeks. Don't care. Guardians of the Galaxy. Oh, okay. So this is a recommend, right? I love everything these people do. Cutaway Comics, Gods and Monsters Faces brings us Drax, Idris Elba, and Losco. I don't know who Losco is. That's Iris Wild theme. That looks good. Is it? This must be Drax. I bet they're good. Okay, who's working on them? I'll come back. Designed in writer in Wellington's words, Cutaway Comics' own little version of Marvel Comics Universe, Gods and Monsters reaches its second phase in 2025. There are 2 new volumes, which arguably more Earthbound Drax and Iris Wildfire joining godlike beings Sutek and Omega and a Feral Princess Faustine in a cosmic comic. It's not just a setting, but the character Drax himself, who is a Time Lord and an old classmate of Doctor. He's not particularly special expert on fixing things, as I put it in the comic. You know what? If this is it? Do they have this as a graphic novel? How do I get? Is there a link to it? Let's have a look. Cutaway Comics. How we do? Cutaway Comics. I wonder how much it is. That actually looks like a good book as well. Buy. We have download now. You can buy. Oh, that's good. Okay, fine. If I can buy them digitally, I might start reading them. You got the and £2.50 sounds about right. Okay, you got the Lytton, you got the Omega audio drama. I really should listen to that with Brian Blessed. And Gods and Monsters, right? This Gods and Monsters looks good. This is phase 1. And Orsini as well. Can you read more? Let's have a look. Oh, so yeah, it's kind of like a whole crossover. But I would want like a graphic novel of it. Right, that's really, and I think I'm surprised that's not what they're doing yet. Like, why haven't they released a graphic novel of this Omega series? right? It seems that's the way I prefer reading. And the Paradise Tales, I don't know why. Yeah, why don't they release these as graphic novels? The Lytton thing looks awful. Looks not awful. Interesting. Yeah, it's got its own kind of distinctive look to it. But yeah, honestly, I wish them the best of luck because I think it's probably one of the more authentic things going on in the Doctor Who universe. Omega and Sutek, Faustine, Gods and Monsters. Okay, Orsini. Who did the artwork on Orsini? No, I want to see. Yeah, look, I need to see some interior art. Do they have who's the creative team on it? I don't know. You recorded Revelation Does combination with Trevor Cooper, Takis, Conan Spawn, Graham Harper. That's weird. VideoCon extended highlights from a conversation with Graham Harper. Who's doing this comic? Okay, I don't want to know about the comic. Who's that's on the cover? Eric Saywood and Adrian Salmon. Okay, fine. I would be intrigued to get that. Anyway, there you go. So good luck with all of them, right? Gallagher didn't name Losco in the novelization on Warriors Gate and beyond. He's simply referred to as an Atomine killer. Meanwhile, over at Marvel, I don't really care. Red Skull, Red Hulk. I just don't think there's any hope for Marvel in the near future. Maybe they'll do it. Look, you know what? It's all dependent on them doing a good movie. If the Sam Wilson Captain America is a good movie, forget the lore, forget everything. If it's a good movie, people will like it, and that's really the bottom line, right? If it's a good movie, people will like it. More again, people keep telling me that DC is really trying to turn things around. Co-written by Ridley and Ryan Parrott. I just don't understand how it takes two people to write a comic book. Speaking of somebody who's written many comic books, this is weird. I don't understand this at all. Right? Big Finish are doing a V box set. I don't understand like why. Let's have a look at this. And again, I don't get this at all. Like do you think there's a market for it? I do not know. Right? Genuinely, I can go over it. Like genuinely, I do not know. So, news. Hang on. Let's see if this comes up. Oh man, I think this is going to be a bit of a rough year for Big Finish unless they come up with something new, right? I think it's going to be a bit of a tough time. Is it opening up? Maybe. I don't know. Anyway, okay. While we're waiting for Big Finish page to open up, they're just fighting with me for no apparent reason. I think we need to reach across the world. If you remember Star Corps, what's the name of the lyrics that? Oh, just the world. Okay. The opening theme tune was shit. Right, it was shit, but I could never get behind the Big Finish stuff when they changed that theme tune, and they changed the theme tune that was really quite naff, right? We're there. Yeah, one second. I'll get to the news story, right? But anyway, yes, let us reach across the universe, across the pond, and get a Gestalt mind going. He's fresh from a mountain of mince pies, and God only knows what else, right? Who knows the Desert Dream? It is called Birmingham's King of the Geeks. What happens down Birmingham way on New Year's Eve? I'm scared to ask.
Well, there was somebody. I think somebody was knifed last night.
Well, it was better than New Orleans. Anyway, one of the strange things that came out. Did you see this? I was going over the new SFX magazine. Do you still get SFX?
No. I bought it from issue 1, which I think came out 30 years ago this summer. I bought it from issue 1 right up until about 2007, 2008. And then I stopped, and now I pick it up now and again, but it's very, very rare.
It's not good. It's not. I mean, like I have a whole stack from going from 2005 to about 2017, and on Sabbath I normally like pull out one to read.
Yeah.
Right. So again, so there was this story that you just talking in the latest SFX that Big Finish are doing V.
Oh.
Are you going to rush to buy this? I wouldn't.
Okay. I've been holding my tongue about this. I'm glad you've asked me about this, particularly it's not on my channel. Because I know people who work for Big Finish. I'm a massive V fan. It's in my top 5 series of all time. Anything V related, I jump on and buy pretty much sight unseen. And when I saw
money for you then.
When I saw around October, November time that Big Finish had got the license to Big Finish, and this not many people have picked up on this because Kenneth Johnson spoke about it on his YouTube channel, and it was quite offhand to him, and a lot of his fan base and the big dedicated V fan base, they have no idea what Big Finish is, not a clue. So I was aware that Big Finish had got this license, had no idea what they were going to do with it. When it came out and I saw this artwork.
I'm just kind of confused by it. So this is what happened in England.
Well, that's what I thought, that it was going to be what happened in England during the time of the visitors coming to Earth. No, that's not what they're doing. I am disgusted with this, with how Big Finish, they are it's the equivalent of, have you ever seen the American show Law and Order?
Yeah.
About 12 years ago, they did Law and Order UK, which was the showrunner was Chris Chibnall, and they took a load of Law and Order scripts, adapted them for Britain. So, and some of these scripts were 20 years old. They adapted them for Britain and for a British audience, sort of updated them, but they were the same basic storylines. They popped them in Britain 20 years later. That's what this is. So in this, it's about an alien invasion by technically the same visitors. So there's a John, there's a Diana, all those people are there. But instead, the invasion happens now, or in 2024, significantly in Britain. And it is in have you read the information yet? Have you read the blurb?
No, I was there. See,
it's in, prepare yourself. It is in a post-Brexit and post-COVID world.
Oh, fuck off.
What the fuck has Brexit, on any terms at all, got to do with V?
I see it's got Jane Border's daughter in it, though. I assume Annabelle Baldwin is Jane
I am going nowhere near this. I am sick of franchises, properties, IPs that I love being co-opted for people's obsessions, for their backward ideas, outdated concepts about right and wrong, and talking points that are 10 years out of date. So quite honestly, they can fuck off with this. I cannot believe the lack of imagination, the absolute out and out, undisguised political co-opting of a brand that people love. Fuck them.
It's like we're in 2025 now. This was old in 2017. Right, it was already it's failed. Everybody's running. One of the reasons Doctor Who, I think, is doing.
I'm quietly furious about this.
By the way, did we get the 7-day ratings for Doctor Who? Do you hear that they came out? They came out.
If they have, I haven't seen them. But then again, I haven't looked.
So, I mean, intrigued to see what the bump is for the 7-day. Like, because the normal, during the season, the bump was like 1.4 maximum. And then on the Christmas one, they had like a 3-point-something bump. But I don't think they're going to get that this year. Anyway, here, let me read this. Although VUK has all the trappings of science fiction, motherships, aliens, laser guns, that's not what it's about. It is pretty basically an allegory for living under occupation under a fascist government. I mean, Starmer, is what you're saying. That tyranny will gain power by offering simple solutions and make it... Oh, this is Trump. They're all going... This is like this Farage, this is Trump. Oh, fuck off. Oh, fuck off. And again, why can't they do apolitical content? Wouldn't that be a good idea? Again, haven't they noticed that Labour's been a shit show and everybody hates them? Right.
Obviously, this would have probably been recorded at some point last year. They maybe went after the license a couple of years ago. Usually I'd have been so excited about Big Finish getting this 5 to 10 years ago. When I saw it appear, I did wonder why. I wondered what they're going to do with it. Now I've read it. This is way too far for me. And I came really quite close to making an angry video about it myself. And I don't really do angry videos.
You really should do. Hey, let's watch the trailer. See what that's Big Finish production.
The crowd is on the pitch. They think it's all over. It is now.
Markers of British culture.
Yeah. Which they hate.
What can only be described as a flying
Okay, that's not what London looks like anymore.
saucer
This is
over the city.
Yeah,
20 years ago.
Going in there.
Not showing up on radar or thermal imaging. 10 miles wide, made of some sort of silver metal.
Reports of more craft over capital cities in
Hey, this is a bit of a shit act. I have to tell you. Well, I could have done better.
South America and Australia may now have a presence in every
The Prime
continent.
Minister has issued a statement calling for calm and for everyone to remain at home or at work until further.
Please allow me to extend my warmest wishes to everyone in the City of London and the United Kingdom. My name is Diana.
Yeah, that sounds shit. Anyway, let me, now I've got to read this, right? My goal is making me feel like it's very close, uncomfortably so. However, the tyranny of game power by finding simple solution, making scapegoats, and in that situation, do they really think that like people are unhappy about things in England? They go, you know what? Let's just blame the illegal immigrants for no reason, none whatsoever. We're just going to blame them, and that's going to make everything
it's
better.
just moronic, liberal talking points.
Yeah.
I couldn't. As I was reading this, I read this with great interest that you're reading now, and the further my head was in my hands.
So yeah, was it Scope said? And in that situation, you have to ask, what would you do? Would I join the resistance, or would I keep my head down for the sake of a quiet life? Well, who's writing this shit? It's Jonathan Morris. And let me ask you, Jonathan, when all your mates are screaming for a genocide of Jews, do you speak up? Do you say, the river to the sea, Palestine will be free? Isn't such a great thing that rape isn't resistance? Do you say any of those things? I bet you don't. I bet in your fucking mind you're a great crusader for justice, but in fact you keep your head down because you're a fucking coward, right? Because you can't step outside the goal. Anyway,
you and I both know what this is like. You read information like this, and they're press releases, puff pieces, whatever, but they come across as moronic in this instance, and that's not a word I use lightly.
And that they're leading with it. My goal basically is to make it feel close to home. Are they going to do an allegory to the fascist Labour government? No.
Of course they're not.
Uncomfortably so, because that's the power of the premise. It's not about aliens invading a distant world. It's about them marching down the street where you live. This is a story set in post-Brexit, post-COVID. And some of the themes from the original series, much as vilification of scientists, are even more timely now. Well, maybe scientists didn't say and do whatever they're told to. Yeah, people would have a bit more respect for them. This is just bullshit. I hope they lose money on this. Oh man, big fit. Look,
I'm afraid they deserve to take a major dunk with this. I mean, you could say it's just badly timed, but the philosophy behind it is so wrong. It's so out of sync with not just the original property, but that which their customer base has been telling them.
Right.
The precise thing not to do now.
Right,
for
exactly.
the best part of 4 years, for fuck's sake. How much more?
I mean, okay, so I'm buying this only because of Stephen Noonan, right? This I'm not going to take a part on. I would have done in the old days, not anymore.
Anything with Noonan in it, anything with Tim Treloar in, anything with Michael Troughton in, you're guaranteed a good time.
Well, Michael Troughton's in this, but I don't trust it. Another thing, I don't trust it to put $25 up. This is the one where Paul McGann has a boyfriend. There's a gay rom-com. This sounds like quite who's writing this? This is one of the books on tape. They're like 9 hours long. I can't get my head around it. Okay, good luck to you, darling, future doctor. Let's see how many of those you sell. V, fuck me. Oh, God. Well, like, so much content, so little I would buy. And I used to buy everything, right? VAT PD, I'm not giving you a punt. This I'll probably get. The Brain Drain, books and tapes I'm not really a fan of. No, not Call Me Master, not Torchwood. River Song, fuck off. No way I'm getting this. Genesis of the Cybermen. Did you ever read that? It was a really shit little story in the Ian Baxter's Cyber book, right? Which is fantastic. Which all the
I love the book.
Yeah, I know. Now, the question is, who's writing the Tom Baker stuff now? Alan Barnes and film. Okay, they're actually quite good. Hellwood Inheritance. Okay, fine, because we don't know how much longer Tom Baker's going to be with us. So Tom, this I don't know why I'm so not interested in this. Hooklight. It's like kind of a big, expansive 12-part story. But I'm just leaving me. You know why? Because I got enough Peter Davis and Doctor Who audio. I would rather go and listen to something old. Right?
There seems to be going at any given time now 3 or 4 of these kind of expansive 12-part things. Sometimes they involve multiple ranges. And I've just completely lost track of what's what again. They relaunched semi-successfully 2 years ago. And I'm afraid they're getting mired down in this stuff again.
Already. And they just need to like have a clear, you need to have people be able to go there and buy stuff cheaply and easily and be able to find something. And you just can't.
I mean, Rabbi, for example, right, Kenneth Johnson, about 20 years ago, maybe longer, wrote a V-book, a sequel book to his original miniseries, because, to be fair, Kenneth only really wrote the original miniseries. He didn't do the second miniseries or the full series.
With the voices in the second miniseries.
Yeah. So Kenneth wrote a book which was a sequel to his miniseries that's never been adapted. Why exactly? Why not do that?
What is fan wankery?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, because they'd have had to respect his vision, stick to his story, and not preach about stuff in the here and now. Something set in a parallel version of, say, the late 90s or the early noughties. There could be a lot of scope to do interesting things there, interesting, imaginative things there, but not enough open ground for them to just run wild with all of their ideologies, which is what Mr. Morris and his cohorts seem content to do.
Can you show me one time that it's worked?
Exactly.
I mean, like one time. And they'll say Happiness Patrol. No, one time since 2016, since Trump and Brexit made you crazy. One time. Show me one time it worked. It's always failed, right? It's always failed. What's this?
I get the impression Kenneth Johnson himself is a little bit bewildered by it all. He's probably quite happy that somebody wants to.
Yeah. So this is where they're doing a second season of The Rig. I got through the first couple of episodes of this, and it seemed like an interesting episode of Doctor Who without Doctor Who in it. Right?
It was an old 4-part Doctor Who that was stretched out to last the equivalent of, say, 10 to 12. Very, very well made, nicely acted, but a thin story stretched beyond belief. The idea of doing a second season of it, I may take a look if it's particularly inventive, but right now I'm thinking, my God, couldn't you just have taken that talent and developed something else? Have a bit of courage.
Right? Yeah. And we had these in the 70s. They weren't afraid to do a one-season show like Moonbase. Right, it's fine to do a one-season show. There was a show on Apple TV Plus called Constellation, which I really enjoyed.
Yeah, you've told me.
I'm really glad it only got one season. Right, I'm really happy with that because it made it I think more special. Right, although I'm very happy Silo got renewed for season 3 and 4, which will complete the story. Freaking love Silo. Best thing on weirdly, the best things on TV are all about post-apocalyptic bunkers. You have Silo and you have Fallout. Right. So The Rig is on Prime Video from Friday. What's this one? Man Behind the Mask chatting about. This looks interesting. Monster Maker. War Games in Color. Oh man, did that look good? It looks so good. Actually, it just played awfully. Like I keep playing clips on my channel when I talk about it, and whenever clip I pull out, It's always cut like previously on Doctor Who, right? It's like just chop, 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 chop.
I think removing clips from it does not expose it as such, but it certainly the spell that it has got. Then when we remove material from it, it completely breaks it, because you're taking something that's already been edited away from something into another edited form. I think it's it's probably handled with care thing. Yeah, have you and I spoken since that aired? We must have done.
I don't think so, actually. No, we haven't. Which is only just over a week ago, right?
Yeah. That's right.
Privately, but not on streaming. But you liked it a little bit, but you found it more watchable. I just found the edit unwatchable. I love the colorization. I absolutely adore the colorization. I love the special effects. They were perfect, right? People are pissed about the war chief being the master. I'm not so upset with that, but people in the chat were like, and they're bringing really good reasons why it couldn't be.
Yeah, people were incensed. I was live streaming about an hour after it aired, and people were incensed by that, and incensed by the presence of new series Doctors on that view screen, particularly one. But to be fair to them, the presence of any of them at all. And it got to a point where we really got stuck in that, and we couldn't really collectively, any of us, get past that and move the conversation on. It really preyed on people's minds, and I think it still does.
Dumb as well. Like, I like the original drawings, right? Why can't you do original drawing like that looked like Matt Smith, for example? Right? It's
or enough like Matt Smith that you would think, is that? And you see, exactly. And by the time you look at it, that little bit, it's gone, and they're on to the next one. Right, and so you're left with the idea. It's so unimaginative what they did with that.
Yeah. Speaking of unimaginative, I'm bracing for impact for this. Actually, before I watch it, I've got to watch Renegades, which I'm sure is going to be way better. I haven't seen it for a number of years.
Renegades was great. Yeah, I can't remember exactly when it came out, but I did like that. That was Tim Russ's kind of unofficial Trek movie, wasn't it?
And then they did another one where they stripped the Trek out of it, but it's basically the same thing. So I reckon this is almost exactly the same thing, just done worse. Right, that's my guess. And listen, if we had a functioning Star Trek universe, like we had Star Trek, whatever one, the Terry Matalas show, right?
Yeah, Legacy. Yeah.
And honestly, if I control Star Trek, one of the first things I'd do would say we're going to make a lower budget 22 episode season, because that sausage factory of grinding out episodes, and you just got to get it done. You just got to write. Makes better writing. That's how you get bits of genius, like Measure of a Man, by like the desperation to fill up those slots, right? And it makes writers, and that's why I think these 8 episode seasons, these 10 episode seasons, is why we have such poor writing today. Generally because they just don't do enough. They're too bloody lazy.
One of the best interviews I've ever conducted was with Melinda Snodgrass about The Measure of a Man. And she was saying how it was very much like that, when they put it together, at the writers' room. On a weekly basis, they were spitballing ideas constantly, and what about this and what about that, and there was influences from all manner of whatever. If they'd been to see a play or read a book, anybody who was working on that show would bring it into play. Okay, is there an idea here? And sometimes they went nowhere. Plenty of the times they went somewhere. And I think that's the creative environment, rather than, as you say, this kind of, okay, we've got 10 of these to put out. We can sit here with our thumbs up our bums for the best part of 6 months, kind of honing this thing, which is going to be really ideologically sort of drizzled and not fit for purpose by the time it reaches our audience.
Exactly. It's which is exactly what this was. But look, if we had a functioning Star Trek universe, seeing it like at a mini series or a movie of the week set in like the underside of it, the underbed, that'll be interesting. Great. But I don't know. Look, insanely, I'm thinking, well, this looks like it could be quite good. But I know I'm wrong, right? I know.
It's because the production values look at a level up maybe from what we've had before. Michelle Yeoh, I think a lot of us are really fond of Michelle Yeoh, and that's in spite of the fact that she's been terrible in several things. She's been good enough in other things, like Everything Everywhere All at Once, that we remember why we liked her. But Michelle Yeoh is no guarantee of a quality production at all. Neither is Rob Kaczynski of. This is a guy who's in EastEnders sometimes. He plays Sean Slater.
Is it that guy who was cut out of Captain Marvel?
Yeah,
Right.
so he's managed to get a nice gig here where he's got parallel careers in the States and in Britain, and so people in the States have no idea what he does here, and largely the people in Britain who know him from EastEnders have no idea that he's been in these movies and done these things.
Right. Actually, the post-British career I find most interesting is Dan Stevens. I like Dan. He chooses
Fabulous actor.
But he chooses really interesting projects, right?
Yeah.
So now I thought this guy was Common, the guy from Silo. Oh God, man! I would love you to get Apple TV Plus to watch Silo. It's so good.
I'll watch. So I'll definitely start getting into Silo this year.
The trouble is, this character only comes into about 4 or 5 episodes in, and it's such a great performance, right? He's a rapper. So this is January 24th. I guess we've got to see it.
Well, you've promised to review it on my show.
Yeah,
so.
I know. Like,
and so is Bowles Trek as well. So if you want Bowles Trek and the Rabbi talking about Section 31, the movie, don't come and find us.
Oh, fuck me.
What's this?
So a big.
Oh, it's Wolfman again.
Yeah, there's another Wolfman movie coming out.
Yeah, I think this looks okay. I like the look of this.
Okay. By the way, speaking of things I don't like the look of, did you see the publicity pictures they put out of Rather See-Through?
Oh my God. Have I seen them? I've had to stop looking at them.
I'm going to talk to you with it again for a second. God,
that woman is hot.
Okay, but look, here's why I'm annoyed with it. She's wearing mum pants and he's wearing a skirt. Fuck me. Why can't you make her look hot? Okay, put her in something. And here, that reminds me.
I mean, she would look hot in a boiler suit and welding mask. To be fair to her, she'd look hot in pretty much anything. But they are trying to dress her down.
This is how she should look. And this is also how they should have Millie Gibson. Okay, is this thing downloading? Save image as.
I haven't had it this bad since Jenna Coleman. I'm not like this all the time, everybody. I mean, I think. I think Ruby. I think what's her name? Millie Gibson's really pretty. I always thought that. I thought Pearl Mackie was lovely, and Mandy Gill. I think she's gorgeous, but this woman is so fucking sexy. It's ridiculous.
I wish I could get this. One second. I just worked out how to get this for you. Get this picture, which is you'll thank me for the effort I'm going to for this. This is from her. I guess it's for her Instagram or.
Yeah, it's okay. I already follow her, mate. I've got a real problem here. I've got it pretty bad.
Could be worse. Could be. There are worse problems to have. Okay.
Yeah.
Capture. Save to desktop.
It's her and Sydney Sweeney at the moment for me.
Oh yeah, that would be a some kind of awesome sandwich to be trapped in. Right? Speaking of awesome sandwiches, is this it? Did this finally opening up? Come on! Oh, there you go. Where am I?
Yes, I saw. It's been saved.
I'm like, but why doesn't she look what she's wearing? She looks fantastic.
Look at them. They're just sort of sitting there waiting to be freed. It's extraordinary.
Yes. I look with the TARDIS with these two in it. Who needs shooting out?
I hope that guy who clipped us for being smutty a few months ago is watching this. Hello, Happy New Year if you are.
I have no problem, being openly heterosexual. Right? I am out the closet.
Yeah, and if he's in any doubts, yes, we are talking about a tits.
Yes, we were. Anyway,
go on,
fine. So this is January 17th. It doesn't really run with me. This is another reason to get Apple TV Plus for Severance.
I hear this is good.
You haven't seen season 1, have you?
No, I've not. I haven't seen anything from Apple, with the exception of For All Mankind, which Andrea told me about.
This is such compelling viewing. I don't want to spoil it for you and tell you what's going on, but the first episode, you're like, what the hell is happening?
Is it sci-fi?
The premise, was it?
Is it a sci-fi show?
Kind of.
Yeah.
It's kind of a sci-fi show in the same way. This is a bad comparison. Megalopolis was a sci-fi movie. Fuck me, that was a bad movie. That was the worst movie ever made. Right? That was absolutely the worst movie ever made. 17. So yeah, I'm going to be doing a big preview of that. What's this one? So Steven Soderbergh, the artsy director, has done a horror movie, a haunted house movie that is in cinemas from the 24th. I guess it's going to be on streaming by the.
Oh, that's a left field choice for him, isn't it?
Well, I like when he stretches himself to do something new. What's this? Goosebumps, the vanishing. God, so not for me. What's this? The Poltergeist 2. Why are you going to do a retrospective on Poltergeist 2, which nobody wanted and nobody saw and nobody cared? Like, Poltergeist 2 was shite, as I recall. Yeah.
Bit weird, this. It's never... Yeah, I do own it, but it's never really stuck in my memory. This is a strange show. I've seen this, The Mayfair, mainly because I fancy her really badly as well. She's another one.
It's like another of the vaguely hot women in sexless shows, right?
Well, she spends a lot of time. She does get banged out in the first few episodes quite a lot, but you don't see anything because it's quite a tame show.
Who is she? She looks familiar. Was she
Alexandria Daddario from the Baywatch movie, True Detective season 1.
There you go.
You know, so she's in my top 5. It's her. The Verada Setha was kind of broken into that top 5
today. Starman, that was a great movie. Jeff Bridges.
Yeah, I love Starman.
I could have rewatched it or something. That was just a great. They did a TV show from it, and it died after 9 episodes, I think. It lasted less time than the Planet of the Apes TV show.
It had got that chap out of the Airplane movies in, hadn't it? In Jeff, in the lead role, in Jeff Bridges' part. Robert Hayes played the Starman, from Airplane.
I thought we meant Leslie Nielsen. No, the striker. Right?
That would be good. That would have been good, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Nosferatu. People are loving this. What's your thoughts on it?
Looks great. I mean, I listen whenever Bowles Trek is my go-to sort of horror guy. I mean, he does, as you know, he watches the stuff which I wouldn't watch in a million years, but he's got such a good grasp of that genre, what's going on there, and all the various subgenres. I listen to him, and this does sound like something I would enjoy, so much so that I've bought Robert Eggers, is it the director? I've bought The Witch and another one of his movies, The Norseman or The Northman. I've bought those on Blu-ray.
I saw that. That was an interesting movie.
I've bought them solely because Chris recommended them. So I'll go for this. I won't see it at the cinema because I'm too scared. No, I won't see it at the cinema because I'm too tight, too busy, and I'll probably be streaming in about 3 weeks anyway.
Exactly. And again, Red One is the movie that tells you don't go to the cinema. Red One was the perfect movie for at home.
A fun film.
It was fun. It was totally... Did you watch it?
Yes. I watched that and Carry On in the end. My big Christmas movie.
I couldn't watch it because it didn't have Sid James in it. So
it was a bit of a stumbling block, that one.
It really was. So this is supposed to be like what's going on with Lord of the Rings? Lord of the Rings more feminist shit. Sometimes someone's going to realize they can make money for Lord of the Rings by not being an arsehole. But
I do know that this Lord of the Rings animated movie, which they had such high hopes for, has not found an audience. But I've never seen a single review. I don't know anybody who's seen it.
Oh, no, Gary reviewed it. He hates it. It's woke as fuck, he says.
Oh, okay.
So, and I would generally trust...
When it comes to Lord of the Rings in particular,
Squid Game, didn't see the first season. Not really my thing, but it's out now. Oh, Wallace and Gromit, by the way, if you don't live in England, is now on Netflix around the world. Freaking love Wallace and Gromit. That was the high spot of the Christmas season.
Yeah, it's just as good as I was hoping it was going to be. Absolutely brilliant.
Way better than I thought it would be. I love so many of the jokes. I love the Up North news. That just cracked me up. I was like crying with that. And I love the Yorkshire border, how they're trying to cut off the penguin at the Yorkshire border. Just everything about it was just funny and cute and lovely, right? Oh God, it was so good. Honestly, you don't notice Brian Saylor's not being there, so that's quite impressive.
Yeah.
Apparently, they don't think the Rig season 2 is up to much either. So I don't know. Did the second season that weird Capaldi thing where he keeps like living over and over again?
Is it called The Devil's Hour because he does 2 shows, doesn't he?
Did that ever come out the second season? Because I thought the first season was a bit thin.
It was supposed to. Whether it is actually out by now, there's so much content. I cannot keep track of what's.
Yeah, no, they fractured everything too much, and there's no communal watching anymore, which is a real shame. Right, Doctor Who could have really had that, but they just pissed that up the wall. They really did. Silo, again, why are you giving me 3.5 stars? It's freaking awesome. What's this? Did you get some gingerbread? I thought that you got some wicked gingerbread.
It's a bit strange. Wicket is being exploited very keenly by just about any possible product you could care to name. It is everywhere in Britain, in the supermarkets and the bookshops. It's absolutely everywhere. Huge hit.
Why? Because Britain is still addicted to the queer rainbow DEI LGBTQ.
To be fair, I haven't heard nobody I know that's been to see it. I mean, nobody I know. Okay, fair enough. Disclaimer: nobody I know that's been to see it has come away sort of disappointed or complaining that it's woke. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, but it's made for women essentially who.
Well, it's made for people who sort of enjoy those kinds of.
Right.
Kind of musical theatre, I suppose. But I think that it does seem to speak a little of how Hollywood used to be.
We normally call them gay people. The problem with Wicked is the woman playing the witch looks a billion times more normal when she's greened up as the witch than in real life, which scares the fuck out of me. And her and Ariana Grande being interviewed together is like. Again, it's like a horror movie. It's like the worst thing. I know. I would never want.
Well, she looks like Ariana Grande starting to resemble those little grey fellas from 90s cheap straight to DVD sci-fi movies.
I think she looks more like a Bratz doll. Remember the Bratz dolls?
Yes.
Right there with the giant head. That's what she looks like. Demolition Man. I love Demolition Man. That's the movie he did just before.
Yeah, I like Demolition Man.
I really love that movie. What about
I watched it again about 18 months ago, and whilst some of the shine had gone off it, I won't deny it was still really enjoyable. It's not a film I would buy some all singing, all dancing edition of, but I certainly, for 90s kids, I bet this has got a massive set of fans in the way that I love Flash Gordon and Highlander and things. I see people really liking this.
Yeah. It was again. I liked it. Didn't have a sequel. It was a solid movie, right? Getaway. What's this? Something. Nick. Oh, this is the new Nick Frost thing. Whatever. I think that's some. I'm kind of doesn't really do it for me. Although I do like Last Christmas where he plays Santa. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, I like him in Doctor Who. I mean, I like him in a lot of things. To tell you the truth, like a lot of people, he's become a bit of a prick.
Who was it? Alex Phillips was talking about Stephen Fry and saying how much he used to like Stephen Fry, and now he's like a bit hand-wringy all the time. Man, they're bringing out Secret Nymph again. Blimey, okay. And
the Don Bluth movie.
Who movie? Yeah, Don Bluth. And if you watch the quality animation in that, it's breathtaking. Yeah. Right, compared to the quality of animation today. Right.
Well, at the time, they were besting. Secret of Nymph would have come out around 81, 82, and it was streets ahead of what Disney were doing at the time. I think they brought out Fox and the Hound around that time, and it looks quite tired compared to what Don Bluth was doing.
You watch that compared to any animation today, it's not even so. Okay, this looks awesome. I was like, look at this book, Superman: The Definitive History, and that trailer, right? Totally got me into Superman.
This is beautifully timed. I would imagine it's very, very expensive, though. Let's
have a look. Amazon, because I looked this up the other day.
Because books like that coming out right about now, when people look at the calendar and think, when's that out? In May? Way too long to wait. I'd love some sort of Superman book, some sort of Superman encyclopedia. And so you go to the works and go and look for one, and you can't see one. Then you go online and look this up, and then you see the price tag is how much for
$126. It looks beautiful. It looks so good. Yeah, what's that? We'll put.
See, maybe there'll be some sort of paperback slimmed down edition of this out by May, but they are by aiming something this squarely at Superman obsessives only. They're missing a major trick. I'm hoping that there'll be another edition.
I want this in the same level as I want the Blake Seven production diaries.
Yeah, look at that
phenomenal. Picture. I would spend hours just poring over this. Right, I would really spend hours poring over.
So I've got a few of these books of this nature.
Yeah,
of this
I love these type of books.
Some of them are just as big as this one, but for some reason now, every time they make one, and they're always like mega expensive, and they've always got to drop them into these elaborate sort of hand stitched outer cases and put lithographs in there and things like that, which of course it massively inflates the price of the things.
By the way, I think the biggest loser from in the Age of Woke was the woman who played Supergirl in the Flash movie. I thought was very good. I really thought she was good in the role. She was sexy and she did the job.
She was sexy, wasn't she? I mean, the thing that was attractive about her is that she had that kind of dirty girl thing where, she looked like she needed a wash. But you got the impression she probably spent all weekend in bed, sort of eating pot noodles and fucking. I thought that was pretty good.
Okay, so your fantasy life got more advanced than mine, but basically,
I've given it some serious consideration. Yeah,
she had the Lindsay Lohan effect going on. Any of these look interesting? Alien of the Seventh Circle. Well, this is a graphic novel, and it's got two stars. And I think there, Mother of Rome. Did you ever see Gladiator 2?
I did. Yeah, we've spoken about it. I think, have I spoken about it with you? Might not have been. Yes, I did.
Yeah.
I loved it. I thought it was great.
You liked it?
Yeah, oh God, I loved it. I mean, it was as I've said several times, there's a sort of pilot for a new podcast up on my Facebook channel. Myself and my mate Adam, we talked about it. And I said it was a different kind of creature to the first one. It wasn't that kind of epic, kind of classic storytelling. It was a bit out there, but I really enjoyed it, particularly the space monkeys in here. That was fucking great.
Like, for me, it seemed like when they're making a movie about how, a parody about how Hollywood works, and they're making a movie within the movie, it will be Gladiator 2, starring Denzel Washington and a no-name guy. It's such an achingly bad... They should have just called it Son of Gladiator, which is what it was. Son of Gladiator would have been far... You would know exactly what you're going for.
Because even though they try to hold it back for as long as they can with telling you that it's his son, it's very evident from the beginning that it's his son.
Yeah. And I can't stand... Pedro Pascal is like the death knell in movies for me now. And like he literally...
But he was great in that. He was great in the film. He was good.
Whenever I see him, I just roll my eyes and go, Denzel Washington, fantastic. Okay, any scene he was in was electric. He's fantastic. Yeah, but everything else, I just thought it was just like it was a cash grab. You know the expression cash grab. It was a cash grab, right? And it's one that didn't really do its job.
You're quite right. I don't think it was a cash grab. I think that Ridley Scott spent too long making it for it to be a cash grab.
Again, I'm glad he didn't do the third Prometheus movie instead.
Yeah, well, me too. I'm crying out for that, to tell you the truth. And if Gladiator 2 can happen, then so can that. I'm still holding out for it. But you're quite right. They should have called it Gladiator 2. That would Son of Gladiator. That would have lent into the silliness of it. Yeah.
Right. It was like it's the difference in King Kong and the Son of Kong. Right. That's where it was. I didn't know they did Robin of Sherwood audios.
Yeah, I know the bloke who does these.
He did very good War of the Worlds. I remember that.
Barnaby, he's got... in fact, I think this is the last Robin of Sherwood thing he's doing. But recommended. It's good stuff. I mean, it's they're more modest stories than perhaps you'd get from something like Big Finish, but solid stuff.
I remember he did one with the whole original casting at one point.
Yeah, 3 or 4 years ago now.
Yeah. This is frozen. Hang on. There you go. Did I miss a page? Haunted houses? No, I won't do very good with that. This is like totally frozen here. I need to refresh it. That helps. No, nothing at all. So next month we got. I don't think there's any hope for MCU Strikes Back for 2025. I don't think there's any hope of that happening whatsoever. Oh man, this whole browser is knackered. Is that thing? If I get.
I mean, there was a time where SFX were putting out like tons of specials and stuff in the way the Doctor Who magazine do, and it's pretty much died to death.
They're done.
Total Film closed last month, which is obviously was the stablemate. It was their kind of sister magazine.
Yeah, no, they were crying about not getting enough readership. The magazine is it used to have a bit of an edge to it. It used to be fun. It used to take the piss. Now it's up its own arse, right? Which is like so much of modern sci-fi. Huey, Dewey, and Louie, that was a great part of.
It's the very model of kind of access media now, really. I wouldn't describe it all as all puff pieces, but it's the exact thing that it was the counter. It was the counterculture too in the mid '90s.
Now this Judge Dredd thing, A Better World. I've never read it, but this is why I stopped reading 2000 AD. It's about a female judge accountant, and that's the hero now. It's so fucking boring. I want Judge Dredd shooting Judge Death, right?
Yeah, sounds shit.
This just looks boring. Yeah, which and what's this one? This is and then you can buy 2000 the app is actually very, very good. I do have to agree with them there. Looking forward to the Road Trooper movie whenever that is this year.
Yeah, that's Duncan Jones. They finished filming that a year ago, didn't they?
They were filming it a year ago, and I did. Oh man, and this
that ought to look the dog's bollocks, considering that it's been in post production for the best part of a year.
Well, it's mainly like an animated movie, I believe. It is an animated. It's like a CG animated movie. Hello.
I can't remember. It's been that long.
Sorry, I thought you were frozen. I didn't.
No, I was pondering.
Dr. Alex is saying 2000 has really gone downhill. Yeah, very, very sadly. My name's Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.